All right, so now we're going to see Warrior One in another body, and not just any body, this beautiful warrior here. So Annie, why don't you demonstrate for us your Warrior One? I am going to have you start in the middle or more toward the top of your mat, just to kind of give yourself that space that you'll need. Okay. And just as you had me do, just kind of take a moment to ground down. Take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Okay. And since I know that stability is something that you struggle with, right? Mm-hmm. Why don't we start with just placing hands on hips? Okay. Let's see how that feels for you. And then why don't you pick which side you'd like to step back?
Okay, I think I'll take this guy.
Yeah. And like I said, keeping hands on hips may help, may not, but just something to play with.
Now I have to keep a very short stance here.
So that's something that we've talked a lot about, Annie and I, right? So for stability and just for overall comfort, right? So when you step back, right, you kind of take it in little steps until you find it, right? Yeah. Okay. So do that for us now. And when you think you've kind of hit where that right foot is going to be for your pose, let it land and take another deep breath.
Okay. I think we're going to stay right here.
Okay. So let's take a look now how Annie's at least lower half looks here, right? Because as Annie said before, we want to build from the foundation up. So you'll notice that she's got her feet about hips width apart, maybe a little bit more, helps with stability. Good. And you'll see that her left foot, her toes are pointed forward. And then with her right foot, she's pressing into the heels, and her toes are pointed to the top corner of her mat. I hear her breathing. That's always a good sign. Right? And do you do the same thing that I do with the hands on the hips? It just reminds us, right, that this isn't Warrior Two, this is one, and to bring those hip points towards the front of your mat. Beautiful.
And this right here, I'm just going to jump in real quick and say, this right here feels like a lot of work.
Yep.
If you have balance issues and so forth, this right here is a workout.
Yep. And I can see that you're protecting your left knee by stacking it over your heel or your ankle. So your foundation looks fantastic. And obviously Annie can stay just like this. She's already doing a lot of work. But if you want to add those arms, you can lift them up overhead. Good. And then I love this kind of goddess arms. Field goal post football, yeah. I like this because it really accentuates like the collarbones, extending and opening your chest, your shoulders, drawing the elbows back, lifting the gaze, taking a breath here. Beautiful.
I'm definitely feeling this stretch in the back leg.
Good.
As I'm drawing the heel in toward the mat.
Yeah. Well, and then the idea of kind of energetically kind of drawing the legs together too. Remember, energetically, not in actuality. Yeah. And then Annie, whenever you're ready to come out, you just come to your mountain pose. Good. Okay. Now, I noticed that stability here was not an issue for you because you did kind of stagger your feet. You thought of instead of being on a line, you were on like railroad tracks. So beautiful. Is there anything else that you do in your practice for extra stability?
Actually, because my feet are always an issue for me with my arches, if you will, I personally like to practice this pose with sneakers.
Yeah.
Because the sneakers gives me a little bit more foundation from the bottom up. Mm-hmm. And then I'm able to actually gain more range in the pose.
All right.
So
can we see that?
Yeah, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a quick second and hop off of the mat, put some sneakers on, and then we're going to do this again.
And she has shoes that match her mat. You probably should all be aware of. I am not surprised. So you're saying with shoes, Annie, you're actually going to be able to lengthen your Warrior One by a little bit?
I should be able to get a little bit more length in the pose.
So and again, it's not all about length, but I know that that's something that you're always trying to create within your body.
Well, it's definitely great when you're doing these poses to try to get over more range of motion with your muscles.
For sure.
That's where the work comes in.
Yeah.
So So let's see what I can do here, even if it's just a little bit more range. That's a step forward, right? So,
All right.
okay, so now I already feel much more stable.
Okay, and just as before,
Standing.
Annie, pick whichever side you want to do. So if you'd like to do the same side, great.
Yeah.
I'm always going to encourage someone to do the opposite just to get that stretch, but wherever you feel comfortable.
We'll try the same side just so I can kind of navigate and see how much more of a range I can get on this side first. So, okay, so I'm going to take this slow, guys. Okay. Step back. I'm actually going to draw this forward a little bit. See, there's a little bit more there.
If I gave you a chair, would that give you enough stability to start with?
As far as
just kind of that initial step back.
Yeah,
I know you do a lot of wiggle, and wiggle is good.
Well,
but what I'm wondering is
wiggle's a little tricky in a classroom.
It is. But I wonder if we put this here.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, guys? Thanks. Great idea, honey. I'm actually gonna be able to step back farther this way.
And that's what I wondered.
Yeah. So now, because okay. So
and I'll move the chair if you'd like.
When I'm ready, lovey, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead. Can remove. Boy, this is a real workout, but I've got a little bit more.
Is it too much?
I'll let you know. Okay.
Beautiful. And then if and when you're ready, lift the arms up. Bend the elbows. Find your goddess. A goddess warrior.
Really working here.
Yeah. And she's still breathing. So
I'm still breathing. But you can see that I've gained more range.
You have. And the key is not to push that range, but I know you wanted that little bit of a challenge. So it's a line, a fine line. Okay. And then when you're ready, I missed my cue.
It's okay. It's okay. Good. Okay. So would you like me to take it to the other side just to kind of see what I can do here? Okay. All right. So, and this helps me too, guys, with lining up the feet properly. Okay.
I think I'm just going to leave the chair there.
No, that's okay. This side does not feel as so.
Can I recommend something?
Sure.
Can you heel toe your right foot out towards the edge of your mat? Just a little bit.
Absolutely. Ooh, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better. Right
you were actually almost like a line, like heel to heel, and that's just such a struggle for anyone in Warrior One.
This feels okay.
Yep.
Okay. Squaring the hips. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And there's the smile.
I am smiling, guys.
And when you're ready, just slowly come back to center.
Okay. Yeah, that was definitely more of a workout.
Kind of tap your knees, tap your feet. Yep.
Good.
Wiggle it out.
Because I wasn't as concerned with my feet with the shoes on, so I was able to kind of concentrate on some of the other body parts that get put to work in these poses.
I like that shoes for you allow you in a moment to forget about your feet.
Yes.
I mean, we want to be aware of the body at all times, but I know for you it's always about the feet. So for 30 seconds where you don't have to think about that, that has to be very freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're bridging the gap. We're giving me a little bit more of a soul.
Absolutely.
A little bit more stability. And it actually allows me, guys, to enjoy coming into these poses and finding my warrior and finding my goddess and feeling strong and letting that endurance kind of embrace me. So.
Well, and I think it's important to note too that she's still getting all the benefits of a Warrior One, just with a little more support. Yeah. And a little more, modification, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making Warrior One all yours.
Yeah. So I think it's really important, guys, to listen to your body, pay attention to what it needs because it will tell you. And it's okay to modify and play around and find what works for you.
Well
So
said.
thank you so much for joining us. We really love putting these videos out here for you guys. Feel free to reach out to us. We remind you again to please subscribe. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.